Welcome back to Alejandro's Engineered Lifestyle. My name is Alejandro Mendoza, and I'm an engineer working in aerospace. And if you've not already watched the precursor to this video right here, go ahead and check that out. I will give you 3 seconds. Alright, spoiler alert. I do believe that the 790 returning is going to be an ill omen for us 890 owners, although there is a light, and it is not the 890 Duke remaining in production, because I do believe that that will not be the case. However, it does mean that part of the 890, specifically the best part, the engine, will live on, and that is the LC8 engine. Why I believe this is because the LC8 engine has been both in the Duke R as well as the Duke, but it has also been in the upscale offering, the RC8C. And a gentleman not too long ago ranted and raved in a number of comments, to which he replied to himself in spectacular fashion about KTM's unwillingness to offer a fared sports bike with anything higher than a 390 displacement. Well, I have great news for you. I do believe that the RC8C's LC8 engine will be coming to an RC890, and that is an engine that will be detuned from its horsepower in the RC8C. However, will be an LC8 based variant, and that is awesome news for those who are actually looking for an offering in the sport bike department with greater horsepower than the RC390. And we have already actually seen a test mule, and if you see this picture here, it is a fully fared, some are saying 890, some are saying 990. Here's why I believe that it is the 890 specifically, and that boils down to economics. KTM has already produced the 790 and 890 engines for years now, and that is why they have actually resurrected the 790 once it has made sense, once there is more differential within that middleweight naked series of bikes, not just 100 cc's of displacement. Hence the 990. With 200 cc's of displacement, we're talking around 20 to 30 horsepower difference between the two, which makes a lot more sense in terms of a model lineup than a 790 and 890, which were differentiated by very little besides $1,000. Hence the 790 suffered in sales. But with the 790 returning in the 990, really taking the upmarket offering of the middleweight naked class, and the 890 Duke fading into the nothingness, unfortunately, we are likely to see maximization of the profit, that is maximization of the resources already poured into these platforms, much like KTM's willingness to bring back the 790 platform. Once it is again profitable, the LC8 engine has proved profitability and will remain profitable in an RC890. That is, they will produce with the same tools that they've already invested money in, as well as the same supporting means in terms of manufacturing that they've already invested in. They are going to then produce all 3 engines, 790, 890, 990 at once, in order to maximize their profit without really affecting their bottom line. That is, the sunk cost of production and research that goes into an engine platform is something that manufacturers, they just can't take lightly, and that is, it pains them even more when they do have to discontinue a model. Typically that is only done when that model is no longer relevant. And in the case of the 790 and 890, those 2 engines are actually class leading in that they've been ranted and raved about for years at this point. So unlike, as in we see in the automotive arena, an offering of 100 horsepower would not fare well versus today's 200 to 300 horsepower dominated range in everything from sedans to minivans. That is not the case with motorcycles. The 790 and the 890 still have highly competitive engines in their respective segments, and that's the key there. The 790 occupies a segment with, say for example, the MT09 or MT07 numbers, in that it is still competitive, though it's not expected to punch above its weight as perhaps the 890 was potentially. The 790 occupies its space very well, as will the 990. So because each of those platforms are still relevant, that gives KTM the confidence to go forward in production of all three in order to maximize profits. So I can say with confidence that this is an RC890 and not a 990, and that the 390 to 890 is enough of a jump to offer something new, something that the market is demanding, obviously, with so many people admiring the RC8C. However, it being tracked, there was a major complaint. The market responded, and KTM has understood this. So why then produce a 990 engine and then go about even sinking more resources into putting it into a fully faired version, modifying the engine up front? That can be for later. What they're going to do is detune the LC8 that is in the RC8C, thus preserving their profitability, as well as accepting that the research that they've already done indicates that the engine will perform admirably in a sport bike. And that is, the RC890 will present the very first middleweight sports bike that we've seen from KTM in years. And I believe that is excellent news. And it also does bode well for us even in the 890 Duke market. Even if our platform is discontinued, the 890 will live on, and the development of supporting modifications as well as just replacement parts in general will continue to be manufactured for the 890. If you found this interesting, if you have a difference in opinion, or perhaps you want to just tell me I'm wrong, please go ahead and do so in the comments. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe only if you've watched a number of my videos. If not, go ahead and click on some others. All right, thanks guys.